The city's concerns about us taking care of ourselves, I think, are not well-founded.
We needed the city 30 years ago, and they helped us dramatically at that time to secure a loan to buy the park.
We were actually the ones who negotiated the price, the $15 million price to purchase the park. It wasn't the city, it wasn't the NFA.
We can be much more efficient at handling our own expenses, our own CapEx expenses, I think, than the city can.
We have very, very smart people living in this community who have all stepped up. We have a very strong financial committee.
If we want to remain affordable, we have to make the best use of our limited income resources, which are rents. And if we want to keep those rents low, we have to keep the costs low. And the only way we can do that is through a 501c3 and resident-controlled ownership, not under the direction or the leadership of the city.
My name is Serena Fisher, and I've been living in Marin Valley Mobile Country Club since the end of 2012. My role with Marin Valley and our push towards ownership began at least 3 years ago when I and my husband joined the ROD, Resident-Owned Discovery Committee, to look at different models that the community could potentially become once we became resident-owned. And it was determined that the best model for us was going to be a limited equity housing cooperative, because in this manner we could maintain affordability, the security long-term that we needed as we age in place. I am now on the Acquisition Task Force Committee and have been working on this since basically the new year.
I'm Alan Gump. I've lived here for 13 and a half years. Our job was to find options for self-ownership, whether that be through a land trust or through some other mechanism. And we spent a good while on that, about a year and a half on that, or a little longer, working through those options. We began working with the Center for Cooperative Development and Resident-Owned Communities USA. They were our technical partners to A, find us funding, and B, to help us become a co-op eventually.
Yes, my name is John Hansen, and I've been living in Marin Valley since 2012. I've been on the PAC board for about 10 years. I've been the president on the PAC board for the greater part of the last 3 years. And so I've sort of led the effort, but it certainly is all not me. There's a lot of wonderful people here in Marin Valley that have made a tremendous team.
My name is Brad Witherspoon, and I have been living in Marin Valley for about 3 years now, almost 3 years in November. Well, my role in Marin Valley, I am currently the PAC board president. I was also on the finance committee, which put together the proposal to purchase the park from the city back in 2025. I also volunteer in the community in various other capacities in our food distribution program and various other ways.
There certainly is a lot of documentation on the original agreement from the Novato Financing Authority. And the Financing Authority made it clear that the original agreement was that the residents would take over the control of the Marin Valley Mobile Country Club Park when the loan was paid off.
I have listened to people in the community who were involved in that process, and they are all of the understanding that the city would transfer the park once all the debt had been paid off over a 30-year process.
In fact, the original announcement of the resolution was very clear. The Novato Financing Authority anticipates transferring all of its right, title, and interest in the project after the bonds are issued to a yet-to-be incorporated 501c3 corporation, at which time such corporation may be the operator of the project. The project is the park in this case. There's a resolution in 1996 that states that. Our original people who were here, one of whom is still very active, he has clear recollection of what the intention was. Our original attorney Dave Kenyon, clearly recalls what that intention was and has expressed that to the City Council on May 12th at their monthly meeting. We also have statements from some of the city officials, including the then city manager, Rod Wood, the Novato Financing Authority director, Sonia Seaman, and one of the council members, Carol Dillon Knudsen. The original intent of the transaction was to establish the NFA, Novato Financing Authority, as an interim administrative authority during the bond loan period. Once the bonds loans were retired, paid entirely by park residents' rents, the ownership of the park would be transferred to an appropriate nonprofit entity along with the affordable housing covenants. This was a statement that Sonia Seaman made to the City Council on May 12th.
We have the in lieu tax agreement, which also says it will, basically transfer title. There's enough documentation here to show the original intention.
We have so many documents that point to the fact that, and the residents were informed that at some point, once the property is paid off, that the city or any agency who was in charge at the time could transfer the property to a 501c3 for the benefit of the residents.
The biggest complication was the dissolution of the NFA because that was a state-city partnership, which meant that everything was above board, everything was very visible. And that's when fortunately, that's when things really happened. But then when the NFA dissolved and the city took over, then things changed fairly radically very soon after that. And instead of being very visible and very transparent, things began to be very vague and opaque.
The original title holder to the property was the NFA, and all along with conversations between the NFA and the PAC committee, there were all these discussions about transferring the park at some point in time, and we're looking into ways of how that could be done.
The city received an offer in 2023 from a private mobile home park and owner and developer at a time that was a very challenging time for the city. They have had a lot of financial issues. A grand jury report came out falsely claiming that Marin community, our community had been a drain on the city's finances.
We have paid every cent of our bills along the way. We paid everything, actually, and they also said that there's no way that we can afford to pay for the infrastructure replacement projects that need to happen here in the future, and that's not true either.
It was a shock to us to hear about this because we knew it wasn't true. Just within a few days of that, this private developer submitted a fully formed offer to the city for $30 million.
So clearly they were considering that offer strongly because I think they were in the hole, and if not in the hole, then getting very close to it. So they had an economic need. And I think finally this is a legitimate concern. They really want to ensure affordable senior housing over the long haul. And I think they don't feel comfortable letting go of the reins on this. They feel like they can assure that in some fashion in a way that we can't. We disagree, but I think all of that sort of builds into their rationale.
And it wasn't like, oh, well, we get offers every day or every week, they tell us, and we say no. We know they seriously considered this offer. We received a survey from the city on city letterhead saying that they were considering an offer, and they had a questionnaire asking us if we would be prepared to be sold in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. It completely freaked a lot of their residents out, especially the older residents, because the thought of being owned by a private developer really undermined their sense of housing security. And so we stood up and we said, this is not right, and we fought it. We fought it legally. We had to pass the hat around to raise the funds from low-income seniors to stop the city selling to a private developer. And that was very difficult for many people in this community, and it cost us a lot of money.
We put in a proposal to buy the park after the proposal from the developer fell through. We put the proposal in to buy the park, and we felt we had to at that time. And that fell through also.
And when we were putting together our proposal to purchase the park, we included a great deal of detail in our proposal. We did 10-year operating budgets. We did 10-year cash flow analysis. We did 10-year CIP budgets. And we were able to show that under our leadership or ownership of the park, we would be able to increase our reserves while at the same time cutting costs and getting the CIP, or capital improvement projects, done that needed to be done. So we were able to prove to the city using a great deal of detail that we were indeed ready to take ownership of the park and show them how we can do a better job at managing the finances, because that is the key to keeping the park affordable in the long term. We have to manage our finances.
For many people here who are living on fixed incomes, this is a last resort. If they want to stay in Marin County, close to their hospitals and medical doctors and family, this is it. So it was a great concern to learn, that the city had put out that we were a drain on city coffers, and two, that they were considering this offer. And we have the documentation to prove that they were considering this offer.
30 years ago, or almost 30 years ago, the government of Novato made what we consider to be not a legal commitment, but a very strong indication of intention. This was the premise under which the residents of this park decided to agree to a rental increase so that they could do this. They weren't doing it for themselves necessarily. They were doing it for people like me here 30 years later who would be able to take over this park and run it as their own park.
There's a number of things that have to happen here for Marin Valley to survive. And the city does not have the wherewithal to make that happen. Affordability is probably the main issue that we have here. And maintaining affordability, the city has the rent control ordinance. That's one tool. That's one very effective tool, especially for other mobile home parks that have for-profit owners. But for us, we need many more tools than that, and we can provide those tools. The city cannot. When it comes to affordability, you have to look at both ends, both the rising costs and both the resources that are not keeping up with rising costs. The fair outcome, as I feel, for this particular situation, our situation here in Marin Valley, is that the residents will then take over control of the operation of the park.
And that they work with us to provide some guidance on what they might require in terms of covenants. We're open to sitting down with council members and staff and having this discussion.
You know, these are not evil people. They are given a job. Their job, as they see it, is the to serve the city of Novato as best they can. We have conflicting priorities all over the place, I'm sure. They're overworked. They can't get on top of all these issues. I understand that, and I have sympathy for them, and I appreciate what they do. They're obviously very service oriented.
I believe that the council members that we've met with who are beginning to understand the details are showing positive signs. I can't say exactly what they are thinking, but I think the fact that they're meeting with our leadership is a very good sign.
Let us control our own future. I think we've earned it. We have 30 years of records that says the park can afford to take care of itself if managed properly. And if we want to continue for the next 30, 40, 50 years to exist, that means we have to guard our precious resources, the most being the revenues from the rent, and make the best use of them. So if the city really wants to help us and are looking out for the interest of the residents, they would transfer the park to the 501c3 and let us and the 501c3 work together and putting together a plan to sustain the park for future generations.